Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about this idea that has been going around for a long time, maybe a very long time, that being mean is advantageous. Being mean. And it's kind of a vague concept. It's a vague idea. What does being mean? I mean, people kind of have an idea what it means, but it's not super specific. And this video is about the idea that being mean is advantageous. What does that mean? That means that it's to your advantage. It's something that is prudent, it is helpful, it is useful, it gets things done, and there's people who buy into this ideology. They think that there's softies, milk toasts as they're called, and there's people like managers who are a little bit harder around the edges, they're meaner people, but I think that there's a misconception here. To say that being mean actually gets the things done misses the point. And yes, being assertive and being firm is very important, extremely important as a manager, but to be mean is something else. If you ask me, being mean, and it goes too far, it entails some things like being unfair, it entails things like group prosecution as a rule, where you let the people sort it out and you are lax about how you pursue justice, lax about how you pursue investigation. You don't put a lot of energy or time into it. You don't try to be fair. You say, you know, part of the incentive to behave and to please your administrators is to keep your head down, to stay out of trouble by way of distancing yourself from the no good nicks, the people who are apt to misbehave themselves. So it's more about creating an atmosphere of intimidation and fear than serving justice and educating people, which is a whole different ball game. Being mean is more about creating a motivation for people to avoid displeasing you, to obey you, that is, rather than to understand why something is proper, rather than to take the time to help them think independently and behave better, act better for the right reasons. The reasons become entirely because I said so. The reasons become entirely or else you're going to get the stick. That's what being mean is about. So there's these people who say you're either mean or you're a softie. You're either mean or people are going to walk all over you. But again, don't mistake kindness for weakness. Okay, this is what they do. This is the ultimate folly here of saying that meanness is advantageous. You mistake kindness for weakness, but kindness is actually a flex if you're doing it right. You can be firm, you can be assertive, you can be absolute, in fact, and still be kind because you have done the right thing. You have done the right thing, and if you know what the right thing is, if you aren't unclear about it, if you're certain, if you're sure of yourself, if you're confident that you're on the right path and that your choice was valid and correct, you don't need to be mean about it. Why do you have to be mean? Because you're compensating for something. In any case, you're shoring up some insecurity. You're replacing the propriety and logic of something, some process or some instruction with intimidation. You're replacing it with fear-mongering and authoritarianism by telling people that if you don't think hard enough about pleasing your boss, then you will be punished. That's what being mean is about. And that's what the whole philosophy is of being mean. So I think that if you give people a vote of confidence, if you're sure, first of all, as to what is correct, what is proper, you take the time to not only instruct people, give them a sense of what is good and what they should be reaching for, set them up for success a little bit, push them in the right direction, and then give them a fair day in court if and when they make mistakes. People make mistakes. Of course they make mistakes. Give them a chance to correct it before bringing that stick out. I mean, that's just the least you can do as a proper manager. They say, is it better to be loved or feared? Maybe you've heard this question. Is it better to be loved or feared as a ruler? It's a hard question to answer, but the meanie, if you will, would prefer to be feared every time. They will tell you that the people are either at your feet or they're at your throat. take your pick. So I think it's something else. I think that if you are competent, if you are confident and you are capable, if you are honest, and if you are clear about what is correct and proper, you don't need to be intimidating. You don't need to be emotional about it. You don't need to be a dickhead, pardon me. You don't need to group prosecute. You don't need to say you associated with so and so, therefore I'm just going to blast you both. I'm going to blast the whole room until morale improves. I'm going to, punish everybody if you don't please me enough. That's just lazy. It's incompetent, and you'll find it's temporary. Meanies are temporary. They get cycled out because they're just not doing the job. They got one job to do. If your job is to be a manager, focus on your job. Not intimidation, not scare tactics. Get the job done. Stay organized. Reach out with questions down below if you like. Thank you.